What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and it's the end of the day, but I'm kind of doing a flashback. You know, sometimes you watch a movie and they flash back in time. Even though it's 3 in the morning here, I'm going to start back at 9 this morning when I got a delivery. I know I hate being a complainer, but I've been having some bad luck with deliveries, and this has nothing to do with Christmas. This delivery, this is just. I don't know. It's a guy who doesn't really enjoy his job, I guess, and he's had a bad attitude. So we're gonna cut to my delivery of my vision racks. We're gonna check that out, and then we're gonna come into the snake room. And I fed today was a feeding day, so I fed tonight. We'll take a look at some of the stuff. I'll show you some of the racks I got when they were unpackaged and put into the snake room. I haven't set them up yet, but you'll get to see what I bought, and then we'll check out some cool snakes. All right, let's check it out. All right, I just got a new delivery of my vision cages I had ordered. I can't believe, I hate doing these videos because there's so many great people out there who deliver stuff, but this guy who delivers on this 18-wheeler that he backs down my street got such a bad attitude. The last time he delivered my Freedom Breeder cages, I had to absolutely schmooze him. Anyone else would have punched him out. I had to schmooze him. He brought him down my long driveway here on a pallet jack, complaining and bitching and complaining. I'm like, look, I pay for delivery. You're supposed to deliver it to my house. This time, the guy takes it off the truck. Same guy. Look, and he slides my cages on this piece of wood. I said, well, where's the pallet? He's like, oh, it fell apart. Now, my wife is up in the house in that corner window there, and she videotaped them. So I'm gonna show you this videotape. This guy just pushes it, and my wife says, I have you on videotape. You pushed it off the pallet rather than leave it on the pallet so the pallet jack could lift it up and we can wheel it down to my facility over there. This guy slides it on this piece of wood across the cement, okay, as I'm running down the driveway here to try to stop him. Thank God, I don't even know, hopefully he didn't damage luckily these vision cages are blown plastic. They're probably going to be fine, I hope. And the glass is wrapped up inside it in wrapped up plastic, so that should be good as well. But now I have to get these cages down all the way down to my facility, which, you know, if I'm paying to have the stuff delivered, it should be put in front of my facility like it normally is by normal people who are not out of their freaking minds. I know the holiday season, he has a lot of deliveries to do, but that doesn't mean anything, you know. If you want to be a delivery guy, you got to deliver. If you don't like your job, don't do it. He knows Christmas is busy. And if he has extra stuff to do, then look, I pay a lot of money for these things. These were not cheap. This order probably was like $5,000. It was over 5,000 actually, because these are very big 6-foot cages for either my olive pythons or my Burmese pythons I'm going to be putting in here. Very expensive caging, you know. He could have seriously damaged. He doesn't know, you know, how durable these things are or not. He was pushing them like they were freaking. Like he was pushing garbage out to the curb. And then he goes crazy when my wife says, I got you on videotape taking them off the pallet before you actually took them off. You should have left them on the pallet. And he's like, ah. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with people. If you don't like your jobs, don't do it. There's plenty of people who need work in this country. All right, so I got all the vision cages in here. My wife, Amanda, she helped me. We had to cart them all the way from the curb with my Kubota souped up, glorified, I should say, golf cart. Anyway, we carted all these things in here. I haven't really set them up yet. I have a couple over there. I have 4 of these tubs. I have 2 622s, 632s. The 632s will go on the bottom. They're a little bigger, and that will complete my big cages for now. What I'm going to basically do is I have my big cages now set up in here. I'm missing 2 because I put 2 in the other room with the olive pythons in the cold room. So this room will be complete again. As you can see, it's a mess in here because I got these 2 new freedom readers. I haven't set them up yet. I got all my wiring set up, but I haven't really figured out where I'm going to put them. So it looks like there's no. It's funny when you first watch my videos from a couple years ago. There's so much space. Now there's no space whatsoever. But I'm economizing everything in here. So anyway, here's my other tubs. I bought another one of the 422s to go on top of this. There's you can see a diamond python eating. That's my Stardust diamond python I got from Tom Crutchfield 2 years ago. And she, I should say, is swallowing a rat. Okay. I fed her in the dark, actually. Anyway, I got my olive pythons breeding down in these cages. I'm going to put these, I'm going to have one of these, 2 more of these. They're going to stack right on here, so I'll have a stack of 4. So assuming that my olive pythons breed, I've been trying this for the last 6 years, but they look like they like each other. I don't know if they're locked or anything, but they're definitely enjoying each other, and that's a good sign. And I got them at, take a look at that, 62.6 degrees. The big 62 is the percentage humidity here, but 62.6 degrees. The coldest I've ever gotten them. I have all the snakes, my diamond python, my Brettles. This is the cold room now. And it's little by little, I'm clearing out all the junk here, but we have a lot of species nutrition stuff and boxes I ship stuff out. So, and I have old files. This room will be the Australian python room eventually. And little by little, I'm putting it together. So it's exciting. You know, the way they, for those of you who've never ordered any of these vision cages, the glass comes wrapped in bubble paper and really well. They usually do a pretty good job here. I've only lost a couple, and you know what? The couple came broken, and they've replaced them, sent them out the next day to me. So I really enjoy vision cages. As far as caging goes, I've tried them all. Vision, I will tell you, is probably the most expensive as far as the PVC blown plastic cages like you're seeing here. But they're the easiest to clean, and they're the most durable. I'll say that. I have animal plastics. I really like the cages. They look nice. These things are way easier to clean. And once again, they're like made of, you know, you can drop them off your roof. They're not going to break. You might get a little scratch here and there, but that's about it. Obviously not with the glass in them. So, I really like them. I went all out and I bought more, despite, you know, I really didn't want to spend the money, but I was like, you know what, I want nice caging. So hopefully if the olive pythons do breed and I hold back another pair, I have some place to put them here. Obviously, ultimately when they get to their ultimate size. And then of course I have this stack. I'll probably get another stack of visions. These are 422s. And I'll probably get another stack of 4 at some point and squeeze them in here as the Brettles, if the Brettles breed. And then, of course, I have another diamond that will probably be going in this cage eventually. But right now she's teeny tiny. So that's the way the setup goes. And, of course, so everything in here is much colder than in this room because the thermostat is here. And then in this room is the boa room. This is a little, obviously, cooler, or a little warmer, I should say, than the other room. And then the next room, the ball python and baby room, is the warmest room. And that's obviously just because the thermostat is in the first room. So it works out really well. I created a nice temperature gradient. Boas like a cooler in the winter, and that's great for them. I don't ever take away hot spots from the snakes in room 2 and room 3. So the berms, even though it's a little cooler in here in the 70s, you know, they have a hot spot they can warm up all the time. Never take it away, even during breeding season. So I don't want any respiratory. Same thing with the ball pythons, because they can get respiratories, I find, easily. As long as the ambient room temperature is low and they can lower their body temperature, they're fine. So that's it. These cages will eventually get stacked on there. I got to put a heat tape on them I bought and attach all that, and then set these things up. And then I'll have more space here. And then I can figure out what I'm going to do with these 3 freedom breeders. This one's the used one that I kind of just replaced the hot spots on. And then those other 2 are brand new ones. Those are boa tubs. Also, this one's a little bit bigger. I don't know. I think I'm going to put them against the wall here, and I'm going to take these vision racks. And these vision racks are actually very affordable compared to, obviously, the vision cages. And these I'll probably put right here. It's funny, I have these two that I had bought used, which are in terrific condition, and I have nothing in them right now. So I have a lot of extras. It's not like what I do is if I see stuff that's available, even if I don't really need it yet, I buy it because these cages are really expensive. So if someone's getting rid of something at a good price, I'll get it, and because I know I'm going to eventually fill them up. At least I'm not delusional in saying like I'm never getting another snake beyond this amount. I know that I'm going to get more, so I have extra. So I have a lot of room for expansion here. I just want to see how to set this room up. I purposely set up this room so that I have a middle rack. If you see, there's actually electrical outlets in the ceiling, and so that's for this middle row of racks. So I've been planning this. I just didn't have enough snakes or racks to put here initially, and now I will. So I'll have this middle row. I'll have the 2 rows on the walls because this is a much wider room, and then this room will be complete essentially. So there's really not much more I can get into this room unless I, I have like a little Vision Baby rack there. I might, for overflow, that could always be replaced with another set of racks if necessary. But the expansion is going to go into the first room, but that can only really be for colder snakes that can take the cooler temperatures, because that room doesn't get super hot because that's where the air conditioning thermostat is. So anyway, that's a little update on the caging situation here. This is my albino, 66% head axanthic or 66% head snow that I produced in 2019. She's putting on some nice size. She's looking like a holdback right now. I haven't really listed her or anything like that. I think I'm gonna keep her. I actually have a few of these now. So I have her, and then I have her sister, also albino, 66% het. And everyone just ate today, so I'm not gonna disturb people too much, any of these snakes too much. She's a little on the smaller side. She was a little runtier, but she wasn't as good of an eater, so you can see that great. And then I've shown you this one. This is my mascot of my whole collection. This is Logan, even though it's a female. And she's also an albino, 66% head of snow. And she's from the same parents, but she's a 17. And she's the tiniest because she didn't eat for 3 years. I had to force feed her pinkies for 3 years. And then she just started eating. I went over in a past video. She just started eating recently, like a couple weeks ago. And now she eats every single time I feed her. So she just ate actually a small, well, not really, like a crawler rat. And so I'm really, really psyched about her. And once again, I don't know if any of these are actually het axanthic. We'll have to find out by breeding them out. So I might keep all 3. We'll see. But right now, I'm keeping them, growing them up slow. And she's actually the prettiest. This has always been my favorite carpet because it was the first one I've ever produced. It was a 1-egg clutch that survived. And I didn't even know if she would ever even live. I just, on faith, just kept feeding her and hoping one day that she would eat on her own, and she did, so that's awesome. This female boa, this IMG Anery head albino female, holdback of mine. I had to show her to you because she's in shed actually, and her eyes just look wacky, and sometimes these snakes, they look really, really cool when they're in shed, and so I just thought she was kind of cool looking, so I'd show her to you. That IMG gene, the increasing melanistic gene, just, as we know, as it gets older, it gets darker and darker. And I found now that the IMG Aneries get really black, but not completely. At least that's the way it looks. Now, if you throw the Motley gene in there, they turn completely black, and that's the mother. And you've seen that one if you've watched my videos. She's jet black. I'll show her to you in a second. And so you can see that Motley, with the aneuphoristic gene, or Anery for short, with the IMG gene, gives a black snake eventually. It takes probably takes almost a year, but they turn black completely. If you leave out one of those genes, it seems like you don't get a completely black snake. You get some speckles and some lines and stuff like that in there. So, but cool nonetheless. Speaking of dark snakes, this is my Eclipse, which is the Motley combined with the leopard, the recessive leopard gene, and that creates a black snake. It's 100% het albino. This female I've been growing up for 2 years now, and so she's looking good. She's putting some nice size on. She's going to be, once I set up all these freedom breeder racks, all these females that I have, these big females, are going to be going in there and coming out of these V70 vision tubs. I mean, she's a little cramped for here. I like to give them space to move around and exercise a little bit. So she'll be going into that, along with the snake I just showed you before, the IMG one, as well. So everyone just ate, so I'm just leaving them alone. I just want to just do a video because I haven't really done one. I only did one this whole week, and so I feel guilty. Christmas Eve, I got to give you guys something to look at. All right, there's my IMG Motley Anthiorthoristic, which is a type 1 anery. Female that I was talking about, that is jet black. And there's her little boyfriend, my Moon Glow, which is a hypo anery Call albino, and they're breeding. It's a repeat breeding from 2 years ago. Hope to make some IMG Moon Glows again. They were very popular the last time. I sold them very, very quickly. I didn't have a lot of them. I only produced about 6 or 7, you know, in that genre. Some were snows, there were IMG, some didn't have IMG, but I sold everything. That's very popular litter I produced. Anyway, these guys have been breeding. I hope that she's gonna produce some nice babies. She's a sweetheart. She's big, she's a big girl, so hopefully we'll see some nice stuff from her. And you can see that iridescence in her. She is jet black. I mean, really, really black. And that's just what that Motley Anery IMG combination does. Makes a jet black snake. And you're a good boy too. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right, guys. Here's a gorgeous, gorgeous boy I just picked up. This was maybe like one of the nicest snakes. When I saw this guy, I couldn't believe it. He looks like a cartoon almost. This is an arabesque, okay, which is another type of morph in Boas that gives a very busy pattern. But this is an arabesque blood. So we got the blood gene in here mixed with that arabesque, okay, and you could just see blood changes pattern, so it kind of unraveled a little of the pattern, but it still looks so unique. It's also 66% het Call albino, which would be even greater if we hit on this. It had that gene in it. We don't know, but I just loved. I didn't even care about the Call albino, to be honest with you. I wanted that arabesque blood combination so badly, because I think this can be mixed into so many good blood variations. I mean, look how clean this animal is. There's no hypo in this animal. Look at the pattern on that thing. Look at that side pattern. How cool is that? So, Hercules, which is the guy who produced it. That's the boa facility. They make some amazing boas over there. They sent me this thing and I was super excited. Matter of fact, the FedEx people delivered it at like 8:30 at night. And I got a notification. I was laying in bed and I'm like, oh no, the snake is out there. Holy mackerel. I had to run out there and get it. So anyway, everything is good. I ate today and he's doing real well. But once again, gotta always be thinking about the future, and this guy can't wait to plug him into some stuff in the future. This is one of the nicest blood combinations I've seen. And we'll finish up today with this beautiful IMG Sun Glow. It's a sharp Sun Glow, sharp strain albino. That is also hypo, and it contains the IMG gene. Obviously, in albino, you're not going to see black, but you're going to see much more intensity in the reds, saddles, and so really nice looking snake that I'm obviously growing up. And I've shown you this before, but I'm super excited to get this snake into my breeding program at some point in the next couple of years. But for now, like I said, you feed it and keep it in the rack. That's the way it goes. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. It's a late night, but you know what? I didn't go crazy on this guy who delivered my vision racks. My wife got upset with him, but I didn't, because you know what? It was the Christmas holiday. I didn't want to make his life any more miserable. He obviously is a miserable individual. And you know what? I always wish people that they have a peaceful day when I see that. Sometimes when people do stupid stuff, I go crazy on them sometimes. But this guy was just from the get-go, he was just an idiot. I mean, he he took the thing off the pallet. I mean, why would you take why would you take this enormous fucking wrapped up, bunch of racks off a pallet? How the hell am I supposed to move them? I had to obviously disassemble everything, cut all the plastic, and I had to take one rack at a time into the room. It was ludicrous that what he did, and he could have at least helped me and said, hey, what can I do? But he just had a bad attitude, and so I said, you know what? It's Christmas. I'm not gonna harp on this guy. He's obviously having a bad day. You know what? But if you don't enjoy your job, don't do it. That's my advice to you. And hopefully, maybe he'll find something that he enjoys doing. He's obviously got a lot of stress, and maybe, who knows what's going on at his home. I always say people have a job, but then they also have a life too. So sometimes life cuts into your job. It's hard to separate the two sometimes, especially around the holidays. Maybe he lost some loved ones, and so I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler person here today. I hope you guys are having a great Christmas Eve. I'm going to try to get one more video for Christmas Day so we can have some fun with that. But be safe tonight if you're going to be going anywhere or relatives' houses, and take the time. I was just telling people on my bodybuilding channel the same advice. I said, spend more time thinking and visualizing what you'd like for the coming year rather than doing. So in other words, rather than maybe going into your snake rooms and trying to move things around and change things, and just leave the snakes. The snakes will be fine. Think about what you want for the new year, the breeding season, what you want to create. Visualize. That's what where the real magic of creation comes from what you can visualize, because what you can visualize is what you can achieve. And I know it sounds sometimes, for people maybe who haven't seen it, the cause and effect happen, it might seem like a very tutti frutti type of way to think about things. But I'm telling you, spend the time these next 3 or 4 days focusing on what you want to accomplish in the future, and I promise you it will happen much easier than you going out there and trying to work. Take a deep breath this next couple days, recharge yourself, and hit 2021 with an enthusiasm you never thought you even had inside you. Okay, I'm Dave Palumbo with another installment of Muscle Serpents Daily. You guys know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. I'll see you back Christmas Day.